Peace, my vigilant owl collective. How are y'all? I missed y'all. It feels like I haven't done a video in ages, even though I just did one last week. I love those feelings, kinda. That means I've been experiencing some growth. But anyway, yes, you saw that. I don't care. A couple announcements. Outside of my Venus in retrograde special I'm having, where if you need help with your shadow work love edition, basically, whether your internal work or your external work with a partner or anything of that nature, I am having those available only until Venus in retrograde officially starts. Right now we are in the shadow period, so that is why I am already feeling the effects of it, as I'm already seeing the effects of how Venus in retrograde is having on the collective. A lot of selfishness, whether you're going to see it in minor sense of people really exercising self-care. Sorry, my hand hurts, that's why I'm doing this, my apologies. What else? Or you're going to see the extremes of people really chasing the bag. Hustle culture going to its extremes. Seeing people get into relationships and break up next week or towards the end of retrograde to avoid, that holiday stuff. You're going to see just a lot of how the energies are going to be playing out. Especially with Mercury in retrograde following up right behind it, along with it running off of Sagittarius energy and the eclipse energy of Lilith, Black Moon being in effect. So yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of demon energy disguising themselves as angels. 1 second. Excuse me. Sorry. See, sneezing is confirmation. What else? But yeah, the sale is only going, and these are not going to be permanent spreads. These are limited edition spreads on how you're going to be tackling this Venus in retrograde, whether it's going to be with a partner, whether you want to find your soulmate, your twin flame. I hate twin flames, but anyway, that's a long story. And yeah, other announcement that's not really the best of news, at least to my day one owls. I am gonna be taking a few steps back from my spiritual path, in the sense of I am going to be closing down a couple things because I am getting into coding. So in order to make time for my coding classes and studying, I am putting a lot of things on hold. I'm still going to be doing my YouTube because I love readings, and my readings are going to be up. You're still going to have access for readings and stuff, but but with everything else, I'm going to be putting it on hold. That, and I kind of just don't like wasting my breath. Why is my hand hurting? But yeah, that is why. Now, into the reading, sorry. The decks I have are Gaia and Wisdom, my Wisdom Oracle. A few of y'all are getting grounded kind of in the wrong areas. It's almost like you're aware we're in a video game and you're aware you have to collect stats and skills, but you're collecting the wrong stats for your character. It's like you have a mage and you're working on armor. You're supposed to be working on your abilities, not the... You're preparing for battle, not war, when you need to be preparing for war and not battle. It makes no sense for you to have little victories and you in the long run end up not accomplishing your goals. And again, that's it's on a spectrum, whether that's minor with work, where you're constantly calling out and then being upset at how much your check is, to what's a bigger scheme of an example of that? Basically, you're almost setting yourself up for failure without not even realizing it. And it's not to scare you. It's more of a tap on the shoulder, like, hey, you might want to make a U-turn. That's what it is. That's what it's feeling like. So Gaia is here to basically help you recalibrate, in a sense, spirit, mind, and body. Or it doesn't even have to be like, oh, you think all three are messed up. It could be you realize maybe your body isn't listening to you because you can't make up your mind on something, or spirit isn't making something happen because you're not paying attention to the mental psychic signs they're sending you. Like, you think every time you see 333, that's good. Like, no, everything has a duality. You have to remember that, and they want you to remember your lessons. It's almost like you're allowing the energy to kind of glaze over the lessons you came to your own realizations about. Almost like I feel like someone's falling back into religion in a sense, but they're not seeing it. That's kind of how it feels. Like, in your journey, like, I remember I saw a TikTok about how this new age we're in, I think it's Aquarius, how it's very easy to be in a cult. That's how it's feeling. Like, people are leaving religion and then they're going off to be an individual, but somehow they end up in a cult because they're not paying attention to the signs. That's how this feels. So what are we doing? We're hitting Gaia first. Yeah. No. Oracle. Okay. They're really having me pull Oracle first lately. I wonder what that's about. I'm not taking all of that. You're crazy. I'll take at least 2, but not 3 or 4. You're crazy. Excuse me. I know, I just wanted to look at them real quick. So we have chaos and conflict and to be fair. You need to learn how to balance out when you're in chaos. I think a few people are starting to struggle with, you said there was going to be chaos. You didn't say there's going to be this much chaos. No, I did say there's going to be this much chaos. You just didn't take me seriously. That's how that goes. I know a few people freaking, like, I know you said stick to the skies, and I know you said it's going to be getting crazy, but I didn't think you meant this crazy. Yo, no, I meant this crazy. That's what I meant. Did I knock on them? I did not. There we go. Spirit. I'm not taking that. It stopped me. It didn't fall. I know it probably should have, but no. I'm sorry, I low-key bully Spirit a little bit. All right. Some of y'all aren't ready to make those physical actions to really put your manifestations to gear. Almost like you're letting anxiety stop you. Listen to some Blurro beats, you'll be okay. Listen to some motivational videos around anxiety. Understand, you don't always have to take everything take the meat, spit out the bone, basically. You need to get that philosophy in there, because I feel like the reason why you're in this conflict is because you're like, there's so many contradictions. There's so, like, you're not integrating your duality. It's more of, you're seeing your duality. You're seeing how things are not black and white. You're seeing how they have good and bad to them, or positive and negative, because good and bad doesn't exist. But putting them into practice is what kind of is halting you, because your immediate thoughts are, you haven't fixed the immediate reactions. That's what it is. Your spirit is aligned. You're aligned with your spirit. You're aligned with your sacral. Your heart and mind is together. But your body is still taking some time catching up, like catching yourself in the act. You're very good at you're good at hindsight. You're good at making the connections when they pass. But now you need to start practicing them in the moment, in the present. It's like you got the past settled, you got the future locked, but you're not doing it presently. It's almost like you're stuck in a daydream that you can't get out of, in a sense. That's kind of what it's feeling like, very watery, like you're on the deep end of the pool and you're trying to get to the toddler side, and it's just a little bit difficult. And that's because it's all based on divine timing. There's just one more bit of a snag in the mental department that you need to unpack before you can make the whole, so you can start moving, basically. It's almost like, you know, when a snowball is going downhill and it needs one more layer of snow before you don't have to push it anymore. That's basically it. It's like there's almost one more layer that you have to get through before you can fully integrate in your duality. And I do suggest that's by the example I said earlier in the video, paying attention to what's happening externally. Because a lot of people's stories are going to be the example for you to take note, whether you should do this or, yeah, I'm going to steer clear of this because they went through this. Let me make a mental note of all the red flags so I don't go through this when it's my time to have my experiences. Other than that, let me see here. Let me pull one more wisdom oracle. Get one more wisdom. Okay, get one more wisdom for the Owl Collective, please. That is resonating with this message. What one more piece of wisdom do I need to reveal? Because I know you got one. Happy. The way you're going to get through this stagnant time is really unlocking your inner child. And I know it's a very cliche saying now because it's so overused, but your inner child is going to get you through this stagnant point in your mind. Basically seeing how... So if you're in an argument, right? Say you're in an argument. Imagine the person that's arguing with you like you two are kids on the playground. That's how you're going to unlock it. That's how you're going to start putting things into practice. If we were on the playground, would this actually be as serious as you're making it out as adult you right now? That's how you're going to break this. That's how you're going to unlock this. And that's how you're going to enter the rebirth period and not feel like you're constantly reliving your death cycle, in a sense, or you're constantly feeling as though you're never going to get out of the ego death process. Granted, I'm not saying that the ego death process stops. It's a continuous thing until we transition off this plane. What I mean is, so you don't feel like you're reliving the same lesson over and over again. That's what it is. All right. Also, a couple owls with this happy, really start analyzing what makes you happy and why does it make you happy. And does it make you genuinely happy on a soul heart level to where you are at peace with it, or does it feel like someone told you you should be satisfied with whatever's making you get that dopamine hit? Okay, that was for a couple owls, like 3 of y'all. All right, well, that's all I got for you, my lovely vigilant collective. Fly high. I hope you enjoy this eclipse, new moon energy. It has been wonderful for me, and it's going to continue to be. And yeah, peace.